guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about conditional logics in C programming. So before starting with that, I'm gonna show you a little thing you can do in C programming, and that is writing a comment. So how to write a comment? You have to give two slashes like this and write whatever you need to. The fact about comments is that they won't show as an output to your program. Only you, or if you give your program structure to someone else, can see that. It only helps you to remember certain details about your program. So let's get started with our conditional logics. So what are conditions? Like if I said, if you go there, I'm gonna stay at home. So you're giving a condition, right? So an interesting thing about C programming is they literally use those English words as instructions for the computers. So in this case, we have three conditional statements. They are if, else if, and else. So these are the three conditional statements that we're going to use in C programming. So of course they have some certain structures. So now let's get to the structures. Let us first start with if. Now if has a structure that matches with this main function. Like it has a first bracket and then a second bracket. So the main difference between if and main function is you have to write something between these first brackets, and that will be your condition. And the thing you will write between the second brackets will be a statement that will show as an output to your program. So if we write a program like this, let me declare a variable int n equals to 10. And now we're going to give a condition to the program. So let's say if n is greater than 0, then you have to print something. Print n is a positive number. There. Now if you build and run the program, so yes, n is a positive number, it's greater than 0. So we're having an estimated output here. Now, n can be less than 0 or n can be equal to 0, right? So we're saying if n is greater than 0, print n is a positive number. But if n is not greater than 0, n is less than 0, then we have to use another condition, else if. So else if has the same structure as if. You have to write a condition in your first brackets and your statement in the second brackets. So our condition is else if n is less than 0, print n is a negative number. So if we change the n here, like -2, let's see the result. Say n is a negative number because we gave a condition to that. Now here the computer is matching the results and the inputs together. There's seeing that n equals to -2, so this matches with our condition here. If else, if n is less than 0, print n is a negative number. But n can be equals to 0, right? So we have to write another condition for that. So let's write else if n equals to 0, print n is a 0. So if you see carefully here, I have used a double equal mark. So in C programming, double equal means to equals to. Like n equals to 0, a single equals to sign won't work here. So if we change the n here to 0 and run the program, here n is a 0. We got our estimated result. So you can write this program another way if you eliminate this if here. So that leaves us with if n is greater than 0, n is of course a positive number, else if n is less than 0, then n is a negative number. And then it leaves us with the only option that n is equals to 0. So we don't need an if here, only else will do the work. So if we run this program now, it still works. So this is pretty much every way you can use a conditional statement. But you can of course use if in every statement. Like if you erase the else from here, but you have to remember to write a condition every time you use if. Okay, so now n is a 0. So this is every way you can use conditional statements. Conditional statements are very common in a C program. So you have to know how to use them correctly to write any of your program properly. So there goes our conditional statements. Now I'm going to teach you another thing that's called taking input. Now I'm going to teach you another thing in C programming, that is how to give your input to the computer. Like different people has different answer to some questions, right? Like if the computer asks what's your name, your name can be anything. It depends on different persons, so you can't just give them a value to place in the name variable. So in this case, you're gonna have to use an input statement. So let's see how to do that. Now let's declare a variable. Say int n. Now you're gonna give a message. Input your favorite number. Now if you run the program like this, it will only print input your favorite number, but there is no like box for you to input. So we have to use a different type of instruction to give input to your program. So in this case, we're gonna have to use scanf. Scanf structure is same as printf, same quotation marks between first brackets and then of course a semicolon. Now we have to use some special things for scanf structures. Like in this quotation marks, we're gonna have to use %d, just like we had used it for our variables. And in this case, it's an integer data type, so we are using %d. And then in comma, uh, n sign and n. That means you're gonna take input. Your program is going to take input for n variable. So now let's run the program. Now you can input any number you want and see the program is taking your number as an input. Now if we try to give some conditions to this program, like if n is greater than 0, print, let's copy it, else if, never forget to change the condition, and here else. So now let's run the program. Input any of your favorite number, and yay, n is positive. So we can see our program works perfectly, and this is how you use input instructions and conditional statements. So that's all for today. We learned how to use conditional statements and input instructions, and we'll continue from our next video. Till then, goodbye. Hope to see you soon, and thank you very much for watching the video. I hope it really helped you.